Hi, welcome to day 21 of me filming every day consecutively for the last, or in 30 days in total. It's getting to be a little bit of an arduous task. Like, I'm a little over it, to be honest. It's cold. My cleavage in this dress is like booping out. My button keeps popping because it's an op shop dress, and this is why I think the girl gave it to the op shop, because the buttonhole is bigger than the button and it keeps on popping, pop you in the back of the head. So I've wore my scarf like this most of the day. Actually, I wore it backwards and hung it down, but then kept falling off my shoulders. It's just one of those dresses. I like it. I love the fabric. But I tell you what, I am so annoyed. It's too big. It's a city chic, which is small, but it's for like small, big girls. So I probably shouldn't have wore it. So I think I'll have to donate this one to my friend, because as much as I love it, it doesn't have pockets and it's too big. And the button just keeps on opening. So most of the day today, I was very conscious about it opening. I'm having breakfast with my son tomorrow. I'm so excited. So super excited. Today's a very cold day, which makes me a little sad. I don't know why. I feel a little melancholy. I have sadness upon me. I have melancholy upon me, as the Irish would say. But tomorrow I'm not working, so yeah, I got a day off. So yeah, having breakfast with my son at 7:30, just down the road at 7:30. Very excited about that, eh? Yeah. Mine was racing about a few things today, so I'm not sure. I think going down the grief train, or the grief whirlpool, where you just slowly get like, and then you're down, and then you're just like, it's a bit sad, and then, yeah. Grief is a normal part of life, I know that. But, 3 years after things that have happened still makes you sad. I don't know why. Is it the fact that you miss the person that you were before it hit? You miss things that happened? It's a whole bunch of things, actually. I guess it's the smell or the touch of certain things that happen at that time, just that ground you. Yeah. Grief is interesting. Like, my mum died back in 1982, a long time ago. And, or 81, sorry, did my math wrong. 81. And, yeah, I don't remember. Well, I was a child for one, and obviously it was a traumatic experience. I saw my first dead body. I guess, obviously, I've shut a lot of that out of my brain. And I know I miss my mum a lot. The gap never got filled. The hole it's perpetually there. But the older I get, it's less of a hole. And I feel like I didn't really know her. I knew her as a mum. She was 32, which I thought that was so old for someone to die. She's so old. And then I got to turn 32 and thought, she was quite young. Like, that is young. That is 4 kids by the age of 32 and died of an asthma attack. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't know my mum as an adult. It would have been nice to have that relationship with her as an adult in growing up. I would have got to know her as a person and what she liked and what she did, and a bit more about her. I think not knowing her and just hearing stories and how she was as a person has always been like a fairy tale for me. So it's always been sort of a bit romanticized for me, with my dad always talking about, when I say always, it was never in front of anyone else except when I was in trouble, and Dad would, go mad at me when doing whatever I did wrong, and then he'd talk about Mum. But I don't remember having a grief hole for her. Obviously I did, but is the grief hole the fact that I really missed her on my first day, like on my first day, my wedding? Yeah. That was hard. That was a hard day, getting married and not having my mum. Having my firstborn, even harder. Having having my kids not have a grandma, how I know she would have been just amazing. She would have just loved them so much and just doted on them. Like that's what I think I was grieving, the fact that my kids would have had a good relationship. They would have felt loved and seen by either set of their grandparents. My husband's grandparents are not really involved. Conditions, I guess. Same with my dad and my stepmom. Like I know my dad loves my kids, but not with my stepmom. It was always very conditional and very, yeah, interesting. Again, don't say interesting. I need a different word. A different word. But yeah, the 3 years ago when we lost, I know some people are, oh, it was only a dog. But my gosh, this beautiful pup, I absolutely loved him. Symbolized so many things, and it was obviously when I was going through my leaving teaching and I had severe burnout, and I was the primary caregiver of the dog because my son was really sick, so I was looking after him and looking after the doggy as well. And yeah, when we lost him, I have such a hole still. I think it was grief because it was what I thought to be my son, like very attached to my son as well. So when because I was the primary caregiver to the pup, to Winston, when my son sort of didn't need me anymore, it was when Winston went, I was like, well, my son won't need me now. What do I do? Again, that was just not a very good time. But yeah, I'm missing him still. I miss that dog so much. Like that hole it's getting smaller. I can talk about him without crying, so that's a win. But grief is not meant to be experienced in a linear pattern. You don't just have a time frame and then be plain. You don't have a time frame to go, all right, well, looks like your allocated time has been up. You don't have that. You have it in waves. Like some days you feel really good and some days, you feel great. I think the hardest part is just the essence he's left behind, the remnants, he's everywhere. He's all over the place. He's literally over there. He peed on that bucket. He tried to get through the fence. This is where he was playing with the hose. He'd run up and down the stairs, like he's still here. But he's not. That was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. One of the hardest things ever. So yeah, not comparing him to my mum, but a different type of grief. I think grief for me with my mum has become more of grieving what the experiences that I've missed. Like holding me, like going through menopause and talking to me about stuff, and aging with my mum would have been amazing, like just to have that relationship with her. So it's grieving what could have been. I think that's what it is. I don't remember a lot. I think I've just shut all of that out from being a child. I just learnt to not talk about it because it wasn't safe to talk about it. And I get that. My stepmum, it would have been hard to not even fill the shoes. She didn't need to fill shoes. There were no shoes to fill. I think when someone makes it a competition and then to keep the peace, we don't talk about it. So we just magically appeared after she died. We don't talk about mum. That's been probably the hardest thing growing up, is just not acknowledging, not being able to acknowledge that we had a mum and not talk about her and what is she like, and yeah. Whereas grief with the dog, still grief. And I really hope you don't think I'm comparing my mum to a dog. I'm talking about grief and the hole it leaves and the footprints that tend to fade over time. But yeah, I really miss having a mum. Especially when I think I would miss having a mum. I do miss having a mum. Like looking at how good of a mum I am to my own kids and just knowing that that's what my mum would have been to me, and we were robbed of that. And the replacement was just not as good. Well, that got deep and I feel uncomfortable. So with that, grief is not linear. It's okay to still miss things. And dogs, I know they're dogs, but oh my gosh, they take up such a big part of your heart and your life. And they just love you unconditionally. And I miss his stupid little face. I miss his dumb little noises and just that, just miss him. Yeah. Well, that's grief. Said that in a nutshell, didn't I? That went really interesting. Okay. Day 21. Day 21 of 30 days. I got 9 days left, which is great because I'm kind of over filming every day. It's really like, I think if I did it in summer, like I said earlier in another one, I definitely would have preferred doing it in summer because I wouldn't have to rush down and go, oh yeah, the light's dropping. Oh, it's cold. Okay, 21 days. Well done, me. Great job. Oh, I'll also tell you, I did all my goals on the weekend and I feel so achieved. So amazing. I'm just watching the beautiful birds fly over and also the nice sunset. Bing bong. Stay classy. Smell you later.